Welcome to your one-stop shop for gaming, gadgets, video games, comic books, anime, and anything else you can think of. It is the Geekspeak Report here at Geekspeak.com. Episode 4, the first part of our co-host challenge. Today, I am joined by the Geekcaster, Wayne Cordova. Here we are with Geekspeak Report, Episode 4. Hey there, everybody. My name is Ian Levinstein, and welcome to the Geekspeak Report, Episode 4. This is the first Geekspeak co-host challenge, and joining me for this one is the experienced podcaster of the bunch. He's done, before this he was the Geekcaster, and now he's doing Radio Wayne, and he is, of course, Wayne Cordova, who is, of course, Radio Wayne on the forums. That's easy to remember. What's going on, Wayne?
Not much, man. I feel like I'm on American Gladiators.
Oh, dude.
About to, go through the eliminator.
I will guarantee, though, we are more entertaining than Hulk Hogan will ever be.
Yeah, but we're not as juiced.
Yeah, and you know what? We'll get into that later in the show. It just so figures that we're talking about that. We're going to be talking about how the American Gladiators can't possibly be juiced. No, of course not. And Hulk Hogan never used steroids in his life. No, of course not. Right, sure.
You seen him lately?
Oh,
looks
my
like
God.
A deflated balloon. It's like.
Yeah, and Bret Hart had that stroke due to perfectly normal means. You know, most people when they're 30 or 40 years old start having strokes, right?
That was a legitimate kick to the head, my friend.
Uh-huh. Right, likely story. All right, before we start going with the Geekspeak Report, though, explain a little bit about yourself to the folks out there who might not be familiar with Wayne Cordova.
Yeah, man. I'm Wayne Cordova, as you said, known as Radio Wayne, on the forums back about 3 years ago. Started off on this whole podcasting thing, just trying to figure out what kind of show I wanted to do, and I started off with the Geekcaster show. I even did a show with my wife for a while, kind of like one of those couples casts. Mm-hmm. It's called The Adventures of Wayne and Tina, and things just kind of morphed into what I really wanted to do is just kind of talk about what's going on in my life. Right. And so that's when I started off with Radio Wayne, and the whole tagline for that show is just basically it's pop culture personalized. It's everything that has to do with my geeky life and the way I see it. And in fact, the newest episode is out there right now, and so you can download that straight from radiowayne.net, and it's just again, it's just me, most of the episode talking about how I got a new dog, and I decided to name her after the 80s icon She-Ra,
I have the power!
Absolutely. And so, but yeah, I love podcasting. I love doing it, love the medium. My backlog of podcasts goes so far down that it's like I have to have more than one iPod just to house the podcasts.
I just got my second ZenVision M, and I'm already thinking that the first one is probably going to be my reserve with like all the ones that I haven't listened to yet, and the ones that I definitely want to listen to will go on the working order brand spanking new ZenVision.
Right, and here's the thing: you'll never listen to either one of them.
Oh yeah,
and it's just, it's like here's all the ones I want to listen to eventually at some point.
Right.
Someday.
Well,
but it's not going to happen.
This is how I listen to podcasts, and it might freak some people out, and you know what? I don't even give a shit, because at this point, I just got to let every people know how I do my thing. Well, the first one is the obvious one. When I'm listening to podcasts on a train going into work, that's the easiest way to do it. I got a 45-minute commute, so that's usually, right. 1/5 of a Raging Bullets episode, and that's fine. So... once I'm done with that, then obviously the next day I go move on and so on and so forth. Also, I've learned that it's very productive while playing Wii Sports to listen to podcasts.
How do you do that?
It's simple, man. I have the laptop, so I've got the I've got the speakers all queued up and all that, and I just mute the TV, and I just do it that way.
Oh, thank God. I thought you wore, like, headphones, and I was, like, for certain that one day we're going to have some kind of phone call or an email from somebody saying that they found you dead wrapped around your Wiimote and your headphones.
Yeah, see, I'm not that stupid.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I was just wondering how that worked. But no, see, I mean, I listen to podcasts like so many different ways, but the main way is just straight up through my iPod.
You're right.
And literally I wear those things out, and it's like if every year for my birthday I have to get some form of something because I sold my soul to Steve Jobs.
Of course.
And and just because I'm constantly listening. It's like at work, I've got the iPods on, and what I do is I'll listen to them, basically in the order that they arrived. And so as soon as they show up, I throw them into a playlist. And so it's kind of like my own little satellite radio. So as soon as comic timing is done, half hour wasted starts, and it's just one seamless. My life never ends. It's one giant podcast.
When I'm in the shower, I have a little portable radio which has a small little black and white TV built into it. So I have a setup where I take the MP3 player and I get the 1/8 jack, which usually goes into the computer, and I use that wire to connect to a two-ways connector, which then connects to a RCA adapter, which then connects to the actual portable radio, which is set to the TV setting, just so I can listen to podcasts while I'm in the shower.
Oh my gosh, we're so going to get a phone call. You're going to be dead in the shower one day.
Well, it's not like I'm bringing the thing into the actual shower with me, man. Then you'd have to worry about it.
Are you like wrapped up in tinfoil just so you can kind of get a better signal?
Well, that, and obviously, if I'm not wrapped up in tinfoil, the aliens can hear my thoughts.
Do you bring your Wi-Fi? Do you bring your receiver into the shower with you? That way, you can actually download podcasts while you're showering, while you're listening to podcasts.
Now my brain just hurts. I'm sorry. And again, I have a Zen Vision M where they're like a fourth generation iPod, I guess, where they can do like the same old things that the iPod can do, only they do all the opposite formats. They do. Like,
and it's a Zen, which means that you're at peace with all your podcasts. Exactly.
I am one with the world while I'm listening to that. But we've gone on such a tangent already that I'm sure this is going to be a jolly good time. But you know what?
Yes. I hear the votes coming in right now.
Yes, and a quick reminder as well. This is yet again part of the Geekspeak co-host challenge. This is number 1. So once everybody has done it, don't do it until everybody has done it. I'm not going to put up the thread until afterwards. There are appreciation threads which have been started by Raph, so if you want to spread the love, you can go ahead and do so. But once everybody has had their chance, you can go ahead and log on to the Geekspeak Report forums and vote for your favorite. And whoever gets the most votes will be the regular co-host of the Geekspeak Report, and possibly even host. Who knows? But no. Come on. I got to be a part of it somehow. But
it's actually this is the first round, right? Because then the next round is the swimsuit competition.
Yes, and then eventually we get to the millions of people in America don't know where Iraq is on a map. Why do you think that's possible? And then you're like, I think maps are a constitution, the boy, girl, Iraq, Iran,
such as
the whatnot,
exactly.
what-ish. And that's the way things go.
I'm so going to ace it.
Oh, yes. All right. Oh, it's good times already, man. It's good times already. So, you know what?
Just tell me when you're going to start recording and I'll be ready.
Yeah, about that. Let's actually start off with your first geek commentary. As the format has not changed on Geekspeak, only it's probably going to be a little bit longer because obviously there's a co-host involved. We go geek commentary, then we go geek news, and then we end it off with geek music. I've sort of phased out the geek YouTube video because I realize it's hard to watch a audio recording. However, I will be talking about a YouTube video at some point during the show, so at least you'll get that much. But let's start off with you, Wayne. So what do you got to talk about?
Well, here's the deal, man. I'm getting ready for MegaCon, which is in Orlando, Florida. I'm all the way down in Orlando. You're up in New York, basically. Florida is where all the New Yorkers come to die anyway. So,
of course, yeah. That's why whenever a Tampa Bay Devil Rays game is versus the New York Yankees, there's more New York Yankee fans in the stadium than a Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
Absolutely, and so I'm getting ready to to head over there and get in the mindset of this. MegaCon is kind of for me, it's just a big kind of fun fest. You know what I mean? You kind of get there and all the bets are off. You know what I mean? It's the only game in town, the way I look at it, when it comes to any kind of Comic-Con in Florida.
Right.
Most of the other ones are basically hotel shows. They're in some kind of hotel ballroom, and it's nice and all, but it just doesn't it doesn't have the con feel as MegaCon does. And so it's March 7th through the 9th at the Orlando Convention Center. And I went last year. Last year was the first time going. And I'm looking forward to coming this year. Not just, I mean, a lot of the CGS guys are going to be there, and just for some reason, when those guys come, a whole mess of people follow.
Right.
And so,
hey, I am officially at this point about 97.3% positive for MegaCon, as we and from the looks of things, it is pretty much going to be almost the entire comic timing group that was at CGS 300 are going to be at this upcoming MegaCon, except for Juan, who is not available. But the Indigo Fire, Brandon, Christopher is going to be coming in from Philadelphia from the looks of things.
Oh, my gosh.
And Raph and I are going to take the same flight. So we're all going to meet from there. And then Brent is going to meet us. It's going to be the first time I'm meeting Brent. It's going to be the second time I'm meeting you. So this is going to be a hell of a lot of good times. If everything comes together, because I'm almost positive it will.
Well, it's got to, maybe, because you one of the things that I'm looking at, I don't know if you've checked out the website much, but for some reason, MegaCon is really heavy on the anime and manga presence in Orlando. And the amount of people that are dressed up for this event, it's just ridiculous. I mean, there's people I don't even know who they are, who they're dressed up. But, apparently, if you dress up like a walking Venus flytrap, apparently there's an anime for you.
Oh, of course.
And literally, I mean, it's everywhere. The costume contests it's pretty cool. I mean, they pull out all the stops. There's panels, because I know you're crazy about panels and stuff. Yeah. Those things are out there as well. And then one of the things that I'm looking forward to is Joe Quesada is going to be the guest of honor, and I get to personally hand him my shredded copy of Spider-Man 545.
Ooh, that's going to be fun, man. That's going to be fun.
Yeah. Well, but it is, and I mean, and MegaCon is just like that, man. It's just it's packed. The energy is huge, and so I'm literally looking forward to it, because I'm big on getting the sketches and getting the back issue deals and stuff, and so it's all there.
Now, you mentioned the heavy anime and manga presence. You think that's because there isn't a major anime manga con in the Orlando area? Is there one that I'm not thinking of, or is it sort of just a combination of both?
I think it's a combination of both, because what MegaCon did was basically set itself up to be that anime presence. Now the thing is, it's not like there's a ton of artists or anything like that there, right. But it's all about like the peripheral events, all the side events that are going on. If you're into anime and manga, it's there for you. You know, I mean, they have costume contests. They have an anime hyper wild dub contest.
Ooh, and that is something I'd be a part of. That is something I would definitely be a part of, yeah.
It's funny. I mean, they talk about it's your chance to dub your own anime, And so I would pay money to see you dub your own anime.
Why, thank you.
But they have all this different kind of stuff there. They have, they have concerts. Are you familiar with, like, Voltaire?
Oh, yeah.
And stuff. Well, he's going to be there, like, in concert.
Oh, excellent. Now, Voltaire was actually at New York Anime Fest.
Oh, cool. Yeah, and so he's going to be there. And get this. Hold on to your seats. Ready? Naruto is coming to MegaCon.
Wait. You mean the creator of Naruto?
No, I'm saying Naruto. Like the cartoon character?
Uh-huh.
I'm not kidding you. I'm looking at the picture right now on the website, and it says Naruto is coming to MegaCon. Come to meet Naruto live, and it's some dude in a costume.
Oh, I'm scared. That's like when a Toys R Us opens and Sonic the Hedgehog is there.
I'm putting you first in line, sir.
And see, I'm the poor soul who's literally watched one episode of this like 170 episode show. And that one episode was fun and all that, but then I'm like, you know what? Do I really want to invest myself in something that's going to be at least 300 episodes long? And out of those 300 episodes, about 150 are filler.
I'm just telling you, wall-to-wall stainless steel headbands.
Wow.
It's all over the place, man.
This sounds like my heaven, man. Seriously, because you're describing exactly what I like to find at a con: a nice combination of anime, manga, and comics.
Well, and it's there. I mean, that's the thing. There's plenty of dealers, man. There's plenty of people who are looking to sell stuff. Of course, there's the obligatory, sword salesman. The guy who's selling all the swords and stuff. But check out some of the media guests. Like this is pretty good. They got Adrian Pazdar, who plays Nathan Petrelli on Heroes.
Cool.
He's going to be there. Get ready for this one. Erica Durance, Lois Lane, Smallville.
Ooh, hello.
Okay. Yes. She's going to be there. Christy Swanson, the original Buffy.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, there's a bunch, and then you got Peter Mayhew, the Chewbacca.
Right.
You got like all these of course Buck Rogers is going to be there. Aaron Gray. It's
well,
it's
you mentioned Buffy, and guess who literally just started watching Buffy this past weekend?
Was that you?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I had never seen a Buffy episode other than the musical episode before this last weekend, and I watched episodes 1 through 6. So I'm literally halfway through the first season now, and I know that the first season's a bit bumpy, but it's already sort of hooked me. So I'm expecting that because I'm reading the comic book, and I'm like, I like the comic book, but there are some things I don't get about it, obviously, because I didn't watch the series.
I wasn't like a heavy watcher of the series. It was kind of one of those, if it was on, I'd catch it. Right. But I think that's the good thing about Buffy is even though there's a lot of, there's all these different levels of fans. And so if you're really into it, there's a whole lot there for you. Mm-hmm. But if you're just kind of like that casual fan and you're not going to see every episode, there's something there for you too. But hold on to your hats. You ready?
Okay.
Mark Singer, the Beastmaster, is going to be at MegaCon.
Wow. The only way you could top that is if you actually get She-Ra to show up.
Oh, I'm working on it. It's happening. And they will fight in the center of the ring. But that's just like the media guest. But they got cool stuff. They got like Joe Quesada, say what you will, but he's going to be there. Ethan Van Sciver, mm-hmm. Darwin Cook, John Romita Jr., there's going to be a ton of guys there, and if they all show up when they're supposed to show up, you'll have an opportunity to get some signatures and some sketches.
Very cool.
There were a couple instances last year when they didn't show up.
Well, that was also because last year New York Comic Con happened at almost the exact same time. I know that there were some people that accidentally double booked.
Yeah, I mean that was crazy. So I'm grateful that it's happening now. The only plug that I got to tell you that I got to say is last year was the year that I started reading Usagi Yojimbo. Mm-hmm. Simply because Stan Sakai, the man who writes and draws Usagi, was so nice, and he was giving away free sketches that I just spent some time talking to him. I had to buy the first couple volumes, and then I was hooked.
Wow.
And since then, I've just been buying up volumes all year long of Usagi Yojimbo. So
that's a ringing endorsement.
I'm looking for Yeah. So so MegaCon, man, you got to come. You got to make it out, and then we'll bust out the recorders and have some fun.
Well, like I said, I'm almost 100% definite at this point. We found a place.
How can you be almost 100% definite?
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel right now. Because once Brandon gives me the okay, then I'm going to buy the hotel, and we're getting our plane tickets, and we're ready to roll. Because March is a heavy month for me because my usual anime convention that I go to, Anime Boston, is later in the month. So I've got the first week, is MegaCon. Then I got a break of about 2 weeks. And then I've got Anime Boston. And then in April this year is New York Comic Con.
So, man.
So all of my I usually have a July and August, which is full of cons. And this year it looks like it's going to be March and April, which is just totally packed in with cons.
If you start selling blood and plasma now, you might have enough for the hotel room.
Well, luckily I found a hotel room that's only $107 a night, and after the taxes and all that, it's $120. You split that three ways, and that's literally $120 per person, which is not that bad.
You got to check your weapons at the door.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but the place that we're going to be getting is, I'd say, about footsteps away from the convention, which is good.
Awesome.
Which is good. I think it's the Hampton or something like that. The Hampton or the Hawthorne Resort. There we go. And I'm pretty sure that one has 2 doubles and a sofa bed and a kitchen. So we're set.
Yeah, I mean, you got a couple guys that can sleep on the beds. Mm-hmm. You got somebody who can sleep in the sink in the kitchen.
Exactly.
You got the bathtub. You can work it out, man, so that you got every crevice marked in there. Mm-hmm. It'll only cost you $10 a night.
Oh yeah. On second thought, maybe not, but what are you gonna do? But hey, even at that rate, that's better than some of the other rates I have. Like I know I'm spending a hell of a lot more out of my Boston, so that much I can definitely get.
It's better than nothing, man. The hotel is only part of the deal, and spend as little as you can on the hotel so you can have more money to spend on comics and food. Because if you're not going to get a car, that's the one thing about MegaCon. If you're not going to get a car, mm-hmm. there's not a lot of options that are like within walking distance that are nearby.
Well, Brent will luckily be our ride. That's the good thing, at least, because he's coming from Gainesville, so he's going to have his car with him all the time. So
anytime you could sucker somebody to drive for you, you're in good shape.
oh, you're damn right. And that's exactly how I'm feeling. So, I mean, again, I'm looking forward to it. One last thing I'll ask you before we switch subjects. From your experience last year, what are you looking forward to improving upon this year? Now that you've got the lay of the land of MegaCon, what are you looking forward to doing this year you didn't do last year?
You know, the funny thing is, I'm traveling lighter this year.
Okay.
I mean, last year, you know, I followed like the strict kind of convention, you know, do's and don'ts. Bring the jacket, do this, do that.
Right.
I'm traveling much lighter. It was really cool to be able to. I had like a little my backpack with me, so I could kind of throw some stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm even going to ditch that because it's like it's a packed place. And so, in order for you to get up and down the aisles, they did better this year apparently than they did last, and so it's going to be a bigger space and a little bit wider.
Nice.
But man, it's like after a while, if you've got a car that you can just take stuff to, it's a whole lot easier to just say, okay, if I got a stack of stuff, I'm going to hang on to it, and then next hour we'll walk over to the car, we'll drop everything off, and come back because. You got to travel light in there.
Oh, yeah.
There's just so much stuff, and then it's like it's just dumb. And then when I pack for it, it's like I usually pack only like one day of clothes because I'm like I know I'm going to buy a T-shirt. I know there's going to be some Superman boxers somewhere that I want to buy. I'll be set for life.
And if not, you're the guy standing outside with the we'll hug for clothes.
Exactly, and carry cash, man. I mean, definitely.
Oh yeah.
I mean, cash is obviously the necessity, but it's the necessity for everything that's there, man. Because all the dealers there and stuff, obviously, will mostly deal in cash. So you want to be discreet about it, but man, you want to carry that and just travel light. Don't figure you'll find a place that you could throw a jacket down or something because you'll never see it again.
Oh right. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that. And you know what? If the place we're getting our hotel is as close as I think it is, I think we'll be set on that because, like I said, we'll just be able to run back to the hotel and drop things off when need be. So we'll hopefully be safe on that.
And just have a designated runner. Have have the skinniest person be the one that runs to the car all the time.
Run, runner. All right, cool. So let's move on from there. Let's move on from conventions to movies. I got two I'm going to review here, but I'll touch on the first one first. The more familiar one I'll go with first. The Futurama movie came out a couple weeks back. Futurama Bender's Big Score, which is the first straight-to-DVD Futurama movie, which is going to be split up into, I believe, 4 episodes of the show, which is going to be airing on Comedy Central now. Before I even get into the movie, a rant on Comedy Central having Futurama, it's not going to last.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think it's going to last. I think that somehow Futurama is going to find a way out of this deal because already from the commercials they've been airing, they're doing a terrible job.
Oh, man. Because
these commercials, you know what they're trying to do? You know how Adult Swim has those like hip, new style, commercials that everybody's all, yeah, that's actually kind of funny and all that?
Right.
Comedy Central tried to do that. By tried, I mean they failed miserably, but they tried.
Man.
And
Futurama just gets a really bad rap.
Yeah. No, it does. It does. And I mean, it was the one that should have survived over Family Guy. I'm still certainly in that camp. However, at the same time, I like the way it ended. I like the way Futurama ended. It ended on a high note. And now that we have these movies, I'm not quite sure it's going to do that once these movies are over.
But is that what their plan is now? So they had Bender's Big Score, and now they're going to release more stuff?
Yeah, there are, I believe, 3 different movies which are going to be coming out to be the quote-unquote season. They're going to air a season on TV, which is made up of these movies. And the season they're airing on TV is going to have scenes that were not in the movie, which, of course, will allow them to then sell a season box set.
So they're going to put out a DVD to air it on TV to put out a DVD.
You're damn right.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and you know what? There are suckers out there that will buy both versions.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, but anybody who's a completist is going to have to do that. But, I mean, it's just, in and of itself, it's just kind of it's a weird experiment that I bet you will work for some show someday. And unfortunately, it's probably not going to be for Futurama.
Yeah. But with the storyline that was going on in Bender's Big Score, well, first off, you know how the last episode ended on that sweet note where it looked like, Leela and Fry might possibly get together, everything looked good and pretty and all that? Yeah, they kind of forgot that happened. So that was
No way.
that was the first thing that sort of annoyed me. They didn't even mention the fact that they were leaning towards that relationship, and they just were yet again back to the whole Wheeler thinks, Fry is disgusting, blah, 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 that we had for most of the show, but in the last season they were leaning more towards them having a relationship.
Well, do you think that maybe like they're taking it like that the movies and stuff are like happen within the seasons and instead of after the finale?
I don't think so, because from the first line in the movies, they talk about being quote unquote canceled.
Oh crap!
Yeah, because they were.
I wanted them to have little one-eyed babies.
Their license was canceled. They couldn't actually be a delivery service anymore. And the best line in the entire thing is when Wheeler is standing there, and there's a bunch of like automatic fans behind her. And she's like, but what about all of our adoring fans?
That's the kind of stuff that makes Futurama what it is.
Definitely. And it was the Box Network that canceled them. They go back to the Box Network and they get their licenses back because the people who fired them in the first place were themselves fired, of course. So they were able to get their licenses back. So let me get into the story here. I'm not going to spoil that much after this, but pretty much it's a time story, which is what Futurama does best, of course, because that's what the point of the show is. Fry has the secret to time travel tattooed on his ass. And he doesn't know how it got there. None of them know how it got there. But the Nibblers are obviously upset about it because anybody who uses that equation can create a solid paradox double of themselves, because it's that sort of equation. As opposed to there being, two people at the same spot at the same time and they implode, these two can coexist in the same space. The only problem is the universal law still is in effect, so at some point, one of the doubles will die. But they just don't die they just don't explode, right?
Oh.
Yeah. So you've got the situation where Bender is being used to steal things from the past and, use them to be all rich in the future, and everything's going kind of crazy there. Wheeler falls for this guy, and his name is Lars, and he seems to be the perfect person. She's gone absolutely gaga over him. And I'm not going to give away anything about him, but there are secrets about Lars that you're going to be surprised about as the entire movie goes forward. And he's an interesting character. He is, because he seems like the mature person that Wheeler's been looking for.
Right.
Versus the immature, which is Fry in a nutshell. There's a bunch of going back through time. Fry ends up back in 2000 and lives his life for a little bit, which is kind of fun to see. So he kind
of like goes back home and stuff?
Exactly. Yeah. And the best part of it, the dog is still there.
No way.
Yeah, his dog is still there, waiting for him. Well, obviously because he's back in 2000, so he's able to pet the dog and actually correspond with the dog for a little bit, and it's just like back to normal. He lives on top of the pizzeria that he used to work at. Things are just looking kind of good for him, but eventually the folks that commandeer Bender try and get rid of Fry because Fry's trying to save things and all that. It's a very typical Futurama story. My only problem with it is that it feels like it's multiple episodes. It doesn't feel like a movie.
So they went ahead. They already knew they were going to cut this up into episodes, and so they wrote it like that.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a long movie. It's a 2-hour movie. And you can tell that this movie is just going to feel so much better once it's episodes. But the fact that they even tried to make it into a movie in the first place upsets me. Because we're missing out on parts that feel like they should have naturally been there.
So would you say, like, to somebody who's thinking about getting it, like, would it be better for them just to wait for them to air?
I would say probably yes. If you're a huge fan of Futurama and you can't wait any longer, and you do want to be a completist, or better yet, you just rather have it all in a movie fashion and not worry about actually watching it on the air, go ahead and do so. You're not going to lose that much in the process. But as a fan of the show who knows that this is going to become episodes, I'm already looking forward to the episodes to see how different it is.
Now, what do you think is going to happen? Like, do you think that, like, if people support it, if they buy the DVDs or if they watch it, do you think that you'll get another season of Futurama out of the deal that'll be more normal?
I think so. If this goes well enough, we might have a Family Guy situation where it does continue to do good and good. Again, my only fear about this is how Comedy Central is going to work this. because
Right.
most of the people who got into Futurama in the past couple of years got into it because it was on late, like on Adult Swim, at 11:30, that sort of thing, even 10 o'clock at times. They can't air it at 10 o'clock because that's South Park's time, so they're obviously not going to move
when are they
South
going to air
Park.
it?
They air it either at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock every day. I believe it's 8 o'clock.
Oh, man, that's like buried.
Yeah, tell me about it. What's worse is that only once a week, and this is something that they should definitely change, only once a week on Mondays, you can watch the Futurama episodes that aired at midnight and like 12:30. So they show a bunch of Futurama late at night, which makes me feel good because that's when I used to watch it in the first place.
Right.
But it doesn't happen every day. If
Man.
if they're going to make Futurama work, you have to put it on at a time that the former fans of it from Adult Swim would be able to watch it and not have it interfere with other shows they're watching, which is not going to happen on Comedy Central.
No, but there's not many other options for him to go to now anyway, is there? I mean, like there's no other channel that Futurama would fit in, would it?
Nowhere but Adult Swim, and I think that's exactly where it's going to end up again once this contract is up. The only problem is I believe this is a 5-year contract. So,
oh man, well by then, I mean, like right now you're just talking, reruns and stuff. But if they're going to have any chance of getting new episodes and another whole new season out of it, they need something better from the network.
Oh yeah.
Even if it's supported, even if people watch it,
Yeah, no question about that. I mean, let's see how the episodes do. I mean, for all I know, I could be entirely wrong about this, but the reason why Futurama failed in the first place is because it was put in the middle of nowhere by Fox. They would air it at 7 p.m. when there wasn't football.
Well, we know how good Fox is anyway in handling most of their shows.
Oh,
if
yes,
it doesn't have Kiefer Sutherland on it, it's going to tank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or if there's Terminators, because if there are Terminators, then obviously everybody's going to watch.
Yeah, I don't know. I got my theory on that too, but we could get to that later.
Yeah. Well, hey. It did have the best first episode ratings in the last 3 years, but then again, there's nothing else on.
See, the trouble is, I still think though it's Fox, and I think that Fox is going to do something to mess it up. And I haven't watched any of the episodes yet from Terminator because
Right.
I'm a DVR watcher.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? I'd rather watch on my own terms.
Mm-hmm.
but I know that, I mean, like, when I pop them in and stuff, I want to have a good attitude about it and I want it to succeed. But there's just something about Fox. Maybe it's that Firefly, fan that's within me that just knows they're going to screw it up.
Well, you know what I call it? I call it the Tim Minear effect.
Oh yes.
Yeah, because I had a full theory about this, which I think I've gone into on one of the shows once or twice, that Tim Minear was given this large contract by Fox just to strand him. And now that he's finally out of it, he can go do shows elsewhere and actually, hopefully have a good career. But Fox totally stranded him. And of course, what's he doing now? He's developing a brand new show with Joss Whedon.
Exactly. And where's that going to go?
Fox.
Who knows? Right. And then what do you have at Terminator? Who's the Terminator?
Summer Glau.
Summer Glau, who was on?
Firefly.
Who was produced by?
Tim Minear.
We're screwed.
Yeah. At the same time, though, at least she's playing her part. At least she's playing the creepy, powerful chick.
Well, she's good at that.
Yeah.
She's great. I got no doubt that it's a great show, and I'll let you know when I see it. I just know it's on Fox, so I hold it with loose hands.
Well, just ending up the whole Futurama thing here. The actual animation is superb. They did a wonderful job on this. They knew that they were going to DVD, so they made this even better than usual.
They kicked in like the big budget?
You got it. Yeah, this is big budget animation here. It looks gorgeous, better than it ever has. The 3D parts look stunning. And there's a lot of good features on the DVD, so that's one of the reasons why to get it, including, I don't know if you heard about this, they actually made a full half-hour episode of Everybody Loves Hypnotoad.
No way.
They did.
Oh, see, but that's the reason to get the DVD.
Yes, because my friends and I just sat there watching Everybody Loves Hypnotoad for a half hour. You see like an exterior shot of a house, and then just Hypnotoad.
Oh, man.
It's great. It's hilarious.
Now, let me ask you, like, in your opinion, why do you think they didn't put this out in the theaters?
They didn't put it out in the theaters because it wouldn't have done well. That's my reasoning on it. Futurama is a big property, but it's not big enough to make it in the theaters.
Man, but it would have been cool if they would have put it out. Maybe, it could have been a sleeper hit, and then you could have had a whole new season.
Oh, it would have been awesome. I do agree with that. However, I think actually the lackluster success of Firefly on the big screen might be one of the reasons why Futurama did not get a big screen release.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's tough. It's tough for a canceled show to, yeah. to make it that good and stuff. The funny thing about Futurama, and I'll say this about Futurama, is in all the years that it's been going on and all that, to me it's still been funny. It's been consistently funny. Mm-hmm. It's been what The Simpsons has not been able to do. In some of the later years. I mean, It's great that it's still going on and stuff. But
hey, the movie was good. Simpsons movie was good.
Well, fantastic. They put all their cards in the movie. But Futurama has been consistently funny and good from start to finish, I think.
Oh, I agree. No question about it. There was not one low point, unless it was an intentional low point, as in a sad point, because they've had depressing episodes. I mean, I mean, that episode with the dog, I still cry when I watch that episode. Because that is depressing as all hell at the end of the episode there, where you just watch him age, waiting for Fry to come back. I mean, talk about a downer, man.
Oh yeah, well, but that's the kind of series that Futurama was meant to be. It was to be that kind of thing that'll just kind of hit you from all sides. I mean, there's hidden messages throughout that whole thing.
Oh, of course, yeah, and that's another thing that's on the DVD. Actually, they have a math lesson, actually a full math lesson with the math professor they hired for Futurama, and everybody on Futurama, everybody in the writers' room, are math nerds. So they talk about a bunch of the jokes that they've thrown in there over the years, which were mathematical equations.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Nerds.
So again, if you want it for the special features, if you just want to see the the actual movie, that's fine. There are deleted scenes on it as well, which are kind of cool. They're animatics though; they're not full scenes, but you can't win them all. In the end, though, like I said, it's a good movie. I just would rather it be episodes. I'm going to give it about a 3.5 out of 5.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's on my queue. I got to get it.
Yes, indeedy. I'm sure you're Netflixing that one.
Oh, yes.
All right. What else you got to talk about?
I got an iPhone for my birthday about 2 months ago.
Sweet.
And I'm not going to give an iPhone review because, I mean, there are a ton of those, online and all that kind of stuff. The only thing I wanted to say about the iPhone is that it's the first PDA and the first PDA phone that I have used completely.
Okay.
Like, I mean, the only feature I don't use on my iPhone is the stocks feature because I'm poor. I could use it. Look at how much. Let's use pretend money, and
it's like economics class.
Oh yeah, it's just economics of being poor.
Uh-huh.
I mean, man, from start to finish, I opened the thing up and started using it. Plus, I mean, I have a Mac, and so it just speaks directly to my Mac. Everything just works real seamless. Setup was a cinch. Every single phone that you can, buy and attach to a cell phone company should be this easy to use.
Right.
Because, I mean, literally I plugged it in, I typed in the phone number, some password stuff here and there, and then boom, I was good to go. I was using it straight out of the box the first day. The only thing that I have to complain about it is, and you can't, there's nothing you can do about it, is it smudges, man. I mean, it's one of those things where they used to tell you ahead of time, oh no, it's no big deal, it's not a problem. But if you're I live in Florida, dude, it's sweaty all the time.
Yeah, well, dude, that's the reason why I don't have an iPhone, because I hate the fact that if I were to get an iPhone, I'd constantly be wiping it and cleaning it and wiping it and cleaning it.
That's my habit. Literally, I hang up, I wipe. I mean, it's just that's exactly the way it goes. Like constantly. And then, I mean, like that's the only complaint is just, the funny thing is, the cool thing about the iPhone, you want to show it to people, right?
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to show your nasty, cruddy, like sweat stains on your iPhone to people. You know what I mean? Like, hey, and now the funny thing is, it's a great deterrent for people. Like, if you don't want to give it to them.
Right.
Because some people don't have, like, when they see an iPhone, they don't have personal space and they want to touch it. Like, and they want to, like, oh, can I see it? Can I touch your iPhone? Mm-hmm. And so what I love is, like, yeah, I'll leave it all cruddy and I'll go, yeah, well, look, I sweated all over it, and they'll go, never mind. Never mind, man.
Good call on that.
It's all right.
You have not seen anything until you've walked into the actual Apple store on, I believe it's it's near Central Park, so it's somewhere around there, and it's the Apple store that's actually underground, so it's like a basement area. They have these really weird stairs to go down it too. Like they're these entirely made out of glass stairs with no backings on them, so you always feel like you're going to walk through them.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. It's like walking through like your arch nemesis's lair.
Yeah, exactly. It's like being in the Fortress of Solitude, only it's Lex Luthor's. So anyway,
you walk down of Lexitude.
There. Yeah. You walk down there and you're hit by two things. Number one, fanboy funk.
Oh, man.
And I mean fanboy funk. This is terrible, dude. Gosh. All right? Because you know that Apple fanboys are sweaty fanboys.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah. So that's number one. Number two, one of the reasons why I did not pick up an iPhone was just looking at that display model they had and how gruddy and grody and icky and spewy it had become over, I guess, a day's time, because I'm sure they cleaned them every day, but just from everybody touching them, this thing was more oily than a bad piece of shop's pizza.
Oh, no. That's disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish I was making this up, but I'm not. It was just, God, man. And that combined with the fact that there's a kielbasa cart outside, and there's no actual, closing door for this place, so the entire basement was filled with the smell of, falafel and kielbasa.
Wow.
Yeah. One of the weirdest experiences of my life.
Sucks the fun out of it.
Yeah, you're damn right, man. You're damn right it does. But at the same time, though, I'm like, is this what my iPhone's going to look like if I don't clean it for a day?
It's not like that for a day, but it is one of those things where that's the pain. Now, to their credit, it comes you can get clear things to put over it, but it kind of interferes slightly with the touch screen, and then if you're not a master of laying down wallpaper,
right,
you'll end up with these air bubbles that you keep having to push out and push out.
I know those quite well. I know those quite well because I have the same thing on my Zen Vision M, and it looks good. It looks beautiful, but it's still not quite perfect. The only time it looks perfect is at night, and the screen looks beautiful. But during the day, you can see where all the air pockets were.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then and that's so what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to invest in you go to the Apple store and they have some cleaner. It's just like eyeglass cleaner and stuff, and I'm just going to start just kind of polishing that thing up because I love it when Macs look nice and polished.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? When things look so really nice and slick and all that. The other thing though that I have a problem with is you can't find a case for the iPhone that is secure enough that you're okay with it hanging off your belt. Ooh, so I just end up keeping it in a case inside my pocket all the time because I'm like, I just know I'm going to make one wrong turn and this thing's going to spill, and I don't want to be one of those guys that uses an iPhone that looks like a bullet went through it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I agree with that. And actually, speaking of the bullet through it, that's another reason why I get those covers because the covers are so frickin' good that you could key them, you could drop them, you could you could put a flamethrower over these things, and they would still be in perfect working order.
Made out of Kevlar.
Yeah, that's pretty much what these are. It's literally like having a bulletproof vest on top of your iPhone.
Man, it is. It's cool, and I'll tell anybody. I mean, again, it's not necessarily a review, but I mean, everybody who's asked me, man, should I get one? You know, I mean, if you use your phone for anything other than making a phone call, you know, I mean, like if you like to use it for your date book, I actually have appointments that I keep, so I put it in there, and you know, I mean, the contacts, that's just a given. Everybody has contacts, but like, you know, visual voicemail is killer because you can, you know, if somebody's calling you a bunch of times, you don't want to listen to their messages, you don't even have to. You can just totally skip through them and just delete them.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of good stuff about it. If you use your phone for anything other than just making a phone call, an iPhone's a really cool investment. But obviously, I would wait for at least another couple of weeks because Mr. Steve Jobs will be giving his keynote address this week, and you know, and so obviously he'll probably be coming out with like the iPhone Nano or something.
I doubt it. I think this is going to be a pretty dull year for Macworld and all that. I kind of hope for my sake, just because I hate seeing people buying their product and a week later realizing it's out of date.
Well, yeah, and he's done better this year. If you know, I mean, like this year has been a pretty good year. It's been, you know, basically the iPhones and you know, the updated iPods, and it's actually been a year, you know, for most of that stuff,
right,
you know, to go through without an update. And I think that that's just some of the stuff that they're realizing. But I do think there's going to be you know, if anything, the announcement as far as iPhone's going to go is that they're going to finally allow third-party programs for the iPhone, which is great, and that's, you know, I'm way looking forward to that.
Now, actually, that brings me to the question I was going to ask you before we move on. Actually, two questions: have you hacked it? And number two was, were you an AT&T customer before the iPhone?
Yeah, I was an AT&T customer beforehand, so that was definitely a huge plus. And I'm a wuss when it comes to hacking stuff, man, because you know, well, first off, it was a Christmas, it was a birthday present, and so it wasn't, you know, I had been saving up for an iPhone, and then you know, my family actually, you know, got it for me for my birthday, and so it's kind of one of those things where I'm always afraid of I'm going to attempt to hack it, and then it's going to explode or something, you know?
Yeah.
And so I've been afraid to do it. Some of the stuff though that I did do was I had looked up how to make my own ringtones, and I had already started messing with that when they finally came up with the new software updates for the Macs that now GarageBand allows you to make ringtones for free.
Right. Yeah.
And so, I mean, like, so as I was learning how to do that, it ended up being moot point because I didn't have to do that, and now I'm like a ringtone making machine.
Yeah.
So
I can't believe they were charging for those in the first place. That was just so greedy.
Well, they still charge you though. They still charge you if you buy it. See, the thing is if you buy a song from iTunes, they still charge you 99 cents to make that into a ringtone. Yeah. But this is for GarageBand. You could use GarageBand for all the songs that you rip in from your CDs, or you download from somewhere else and all that.
Right.
Which that's just where I go because I'm like, I'm not going to pay 99 cents for a ringtone.
Well, you could always even if you are going to get it from iTunes, you could always just burn the CD and then burn it back. So
exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, even if you're you know, still going to buy it from iTunes, at least you still have that option.
And those are exactly the kind of poor man hacks that I like.
Yeehaw. Well, that's just like when I got my second Zen, I decided, you know what? I guess it's time to start hacking the first one.
Oh yeah.
And I realized that there are hacks out there to change the font and the styles. So I got a Xbox 360 font onto my ZenVision M.
Oh, that's cool.
Which looks pretty damn sweet. So that's what I'm working with right now with that. But all right, let's move on to there, and let's move to a movie that probably most of you guys have not heard of. I myself had not heard of it until recently, and that is when my girlfriend handed me a stack of DVDs and said, "Watch these," and I was like, "Okay." And
you gotta love that.
Oh yeah, this was one of them. It's called Series 7: The Contenders.
Oh yeah.
Now, about this movie. You know, reality shows suck most of the time, right?
Absolutely.
Now, this is a movie which is based upon a fake reality show where it's a world where everybody is born with a number. Everybody's immediately given a number. And there's this lottery where if your name comes up, you end up on this reality show called The Contenders. And what this reality show does is when your number comes up, you're handed a gun. And then you're told, kill everybody else. There are 5 contenders, and your goal is to survive. That's it. It's as simple as that.
You got to survive the other people that get recruited into the reality show.
Uh-huh.
So they're all hunting each other.
Mm-hmm. It's the way it goes.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Now, the main character is played by Brooke Smith. I don't know if that name sounds familiar to you, but she's on Grey's Anatomy now, and she's been on she was on Weeds this season and a bunch of other places. She's been around for years. And she plays such a convincing character. She plays the returning champion. So she's been on for, I think, 3 seasons now. And she just is like the master of killing people. But here's the twist. She's pregnant. And she is due to give birth at any minute when she's handed her gun for the new series.
No way.
Yeah, and the new series is taking place in her old hometown, which she has not been back to in years. So she's forced to visit her family again, and one of the other contenders is actually her high school sweetheart.
Sweet.
Yeah. Who is played by, I believe it's Glenn Fitzgerald, who's actually currently on Dirty Sexy Money, which is another wonderful new series if you haven't had a chance to watch it. He plays the one of the members of the Darling family on Dirty Sexy Money. He plays the former priest, which is now whole story going on with him. But he's a wonderful actor as well, and he has testicular cancer, so he's dying, and he's handed a gun.
So he's already dying.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's why people think, well, he'll be so close to death, he's not going to matter anymore. But no, he wants Dawn to kill him.
Wow.
So it's that huge. And I went into this movie having absolutely no idea what it was about. I didn't even bother looking at the box. I'm just like, you know what? Let me just watch this and see what happens. First off, not only is the movie great, but the voiceover is great. Because the voiceover, the narration, is done by everybody's favorite member of Arrested Development. And that, of course, is Will Arnett.
No way.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Yeah. And the best
He's
part...
got a great voice, too.
Oh, he's fantastic. I didn't even realize it was him at first. Because at the end of the movie, and this isn't giving anything away, there's a scene where you actually see the narrator, and it is actually him. But I actually thought for most of the movie... Have you ever seen the anime Cowboy Bebop?
Yeah.
I thought it was the guy who played Spike. Because it sounds just like his voice all the way through. But then I found out it was...
Does Will Arnett play Spike?
No. It's a totally different person. Yeah, but he was using a voice that was, sort of deeper than what he usually does, and a little more gravelly, and
in a world.
Yeah, it's like Series 7, The Contenders. He's doing something like that, which isn't usually what he does, and it just threw me off guard. But there aren't that many big names in this. Mostly because if there were big names, you'd be thrown by that. You'd be thinking the entire time, oh, I know this person, and that's it. But there are, I don't know, like everybody who plays a role in this just does such an amazing job. And the director of this movie, Daniel, I believe it's Daniel Minahan, I believe, and he directed and wrote the movie. It was done for Sundance originally. And they did a full version of it. They then got picked up and reshot the movie, changed a couple of things, and released it under under USA Pictures. And the reason why this feels so much like a reality show is because he made it like a reality show. He has like the TV cut scenes. It's done as if it's a 3-episode marathon of the show.
Oh wow.
So they're done back to back to back. He filmed it in the digital, the video style that that all TV shows are done. They've got bumpers and everything, and he has actually worked on reality shows, so he knows what it's like. So when he was working on a reality show back in I think it was 97 or something like that, he got the idea for this movie. He pitched it as a series first. It was turned down, and he's like, you know what, forget it. I'll make a movie. And then Series 7, The Contenders, was made. It's satire, but it's not quite satire. It feels so real. It's like this could be where our country is in a couple of years because we're that ridiculous at this point. This is the sort of thing that you'd be into. So,
well, there's the kind of there's that whole idea. It's just reality shows. I mean, they go so far now to just try and entertain you. You know, it's like it's no longer well, we're going to switch out moms and see what happens. Now we're going to switch out moms and we're gonna give them chainsaws and let them have lumberjack contests. It's
Right.
it just kind of keeps going like bigger and broader, and you kind of almost wish, hey, why don't we just take some of these reality people and give them a gun, and
Yeah.
let's let somebody hunt down Donald Trump.
Yeah. And because of the lottery aspect of the show, there's an 18-year-old girl. There's a like an older man who's pretty much a conspiracy theorist, so he's out of his mind. There's a guy with a family who's on drugs, so he's not exactly in the best of minds. And
Oh, wow.
the most compelling character out of everybody, even more so than Dawn to me, is this nurse, which is handed a gun. And she is one of the most sadistic people on the show. Because you wouldn't think she'd be willing to do all of this because she's been helping people all these years. But no, she knows the techniques better than anybody.
Wow.
Because she's been watching it for so long.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, it's
That's
creepy.
awesome.
It's freaky. So again,
What happens when like the fan becomes part of the show? And
Exactly. So it's the tagline is "real people in real danger." So that just gives it all away. Like I said, it's definitely worth Netflixing if you get a chance.
now, it's not a new movie. I mean, it's been out since 2001.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so it's so that's the cool thing is that a lot of these guys like Will Arnett and Brooke Smith have been in this movie, and this is literally when they were just basically newcomers and stuff. And so we see them now, and we kind of get to see where that thing's been.
Right.
But I just looked it up real quick, and the guy who was the director, Daniel Minahan, he also went on to he directed episodes of 6 Feet Under.
Oh, wow.
L Word. He did episodes of Deadwood, and also Grey's Anatomy, which is kind of funny because one of the cast members is in Grey's Anatomy now. But like they went on there, and he's also the assistant director of I Shot Andy Warhol.
Oh, wow.
And so so if you've ever seen that movie,
boy.
yeah, so that's awesome. I mean, that guy's really talented.
I Shot Andy Warhol is one of the movies that I need to see because it's another one of those movies that people have just been talking about to me ever since it came out.
Oh yeah,
I've yet to.
If you get a chance, you got to throw that on your queue.
Oh, it's definitely going on my queue because you just reminded me about it. So, but yeah, in general, like I said, if you want something that's been out for a few years but it's still good, and the extra features make it even more worth it because they've got a featurette on the original version of the movie, which was done for Sundance. They've got a bunch of deleted scenes, a director's commentary, and they've got a couple of other features in there which are nice and worth it, and there's a couple of Easter eggs thrown in there as well. So definitely worth picking up from Netflix or anywhere that you can find it, even in like a discount bin somewhere or Amazon Marketplace or whatever. Just give it a shot. It's well worth it.
Just pick it up. The funny thing about it is, especially right now, it's so timely, man, because you got the writer's strike going on, and you've got just obscenely ridiculous amount of reality TV that's getting thrown on TV now. And the funny thing is that the original, not the original necessarily like birth of reality TV, but the first burst of reality TV shows came during the first writer's strike back in the late 80s.
Yeah.
And we have that to thank, to kind of spearhead thing. Now we have this other writer's strike going on, and literally, man, they're just coming out. They're coming out with shows. They're pulling out old shows.
Oh yeah.
And returning the, like The Mole is coming back. Like we needed that, and and it's like, so all these things are coming out, and you just take a look at this, and it's like, it's not that far off before some kind of Manhunter type reality show is on,
Right. I mean, come on, they already had Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah. And we know where that ended up.
Oh, yes. All right.
Never talk on the cell phone.
Oh, you want to give your thoughts on what Apple's doing in 2008 real quick?
Some of the stuff that I've been checking out, obviously, the rumor sites are crazy, over, what are they going to be, pulling out in the ways of the MacBooks and stuff. One of the things they keep talking about this. Now, this is an every year thing. And they think that now that the technology is there for the iPhone, they're really pushing the idea that maybe, he might announce something like a MacBook Touch, something like that. I don't think that this is the year that a tablet notebook's going to come out for Apple.
No question.
I could be wrong with that, but
Yeah.
I just don't think that the need is there. It's not there right now.
I don't think it's there either. And plus, if they were to release that now, this would go against the announcements that they made like 2 weeks ago, where they were coming out with new MacBooks and all that. So they'd be fighting themselves. That's why I think that this entire event that's going to be taking place, nothing big is going to be revealed. Maybe you'll have 1 or 2 updates for the iPhone. Maybe you'll have 1 or 2 updates to the iPod line. But I doubt there's going to be anything big.
The only thing that I think that we could consider big, that I think is going to come out, is I do think that there's going to be some changes made to Apple TV.
Okay.
And the reason why is because Apple's been having some discussions with some of these production companies, and they've been talking to some of the studios about opening iTunes up for movie rentals.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been talking with them and stuff, and I really think that they knew when they threw out the first Apple TV that this thing wasn't going to stick. This is just the first version, so they could get something out there and get things going. I do think that the beginnings of the new set-top box. I mean, I just started kind of my dipping my toes into the whole HD and home theater realm. You know, I started off by, we got a TV for Christmas last year, and so now I'm looking into all the home theater stuff, and I would love to be able to put a set-top box that streams movies or downloads HD movies and stuff that I could just rent. I just want to be able to rent them and do it. And I think that Apple's going to put the fast track on something like that, because Netflix is currently working on the same exact thing. And in fact, they're ready to do it, because Netflix has also been working with Apple in terms of opening up their online streaming for Macs.
Right.
Because originally they were only going on for PC.
Mm-hmm.
And so if Netflix and Apple aren't working together in terms of putting together one box, then definitely there's going to be a race between the two of them to get something out there. And I think it's awesome, because I think that's where it's going. And some of the other stuff that's going out with Netflix right now is that the prices are going to end up having to go up for Netflix because of the post office is raising Netflix's rates.
Yeah. I heard about that.
For mailing stuff out. So it's kind of it's going back and forth, and eventually, you know what, man? I'm a lazy American. I don't want to have to walk all the way out to my mailbox and put my movie back in.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, I hear you. Because we're all lazy bastards. We all live in America.
That's it. So that's the only thing. I really think that rather than all the music and all that kind of stuff, I think that the biggest thing that might come out of there is something having to do with the Apple TV.
They got to have DVR features. Because
that's the thing. It's got to work that way.
Yeah, because it's about time that they need. If this is going to be a set-top box, like you're saying, it has to be able to do the cable thing that every other set-top box does. Record the satellite, record the cable, do that.
That's the funny thing is, they're missing that piece, and the funny thing about that is people have been using Macs as their own personal DVRs for years now.
Oh yeah.
The first time I was wowed by a home theater system was by seeing somebody who took a Mac Mini and basically installed the software themselves and got everything all set up and ready and turned it into a DVR. Yep. And literally they hit the menu button and it pops up and they've got it all set up and it's beautiful.
Yeah, that's the same system that's done for the Linux system, correct? For that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the same exact thing. People have been doing that for years on their own. So why not do something for Joe Blow out there who doesn't know how to hack their Mac? They don't know how to, they don't want to have to deal with it. They just want to buy it ready to go and set up the DVR. The biggest trouble with the Apple TV right now is, man, if you want to use it, you got to pay $1.99 for the episode that you want to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's just not going to fly. You need to be able to record it straight off the DVR and at least have it have that instant playback of something that you just watched along with a streaming download of a high def movie that you downloaded.
I agree. Yeah, and going into the whole tech theme, quick answer to this says we got news to report as well, but Gizmodo's prank at CES, childish, yes. Deserving of a lifetime ban for the blogger who was behind it, who I believe was Giz. I don't think so. That's childish on both parts, but even more so on CES for saying, "Well, you can't come back to our show now."
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that, and again, the guy who was banned for life. The guy's name was Richard Blakely.
Yeah.
And he's just a blogger. He's a staff blogger for Gizmodo.
Mm-hmm.
And he got one of those TVB guns, and he walked around CES, and using a TVB gun remote basically allows you to have control over anything with an infrared sensor to turn it on and off. And he went around and turned off all these monitors, turned off all these giant screen TVs, and I think the people at CES were a little bit uptight. You saw the YouTube video, right?
Yeah, I did.
The guy,
Mm-hmm.
and he was probably just I think maybe it was a little bit excessive in terms of the first few times were really funny.
Yeah.
But I do know that these guys nowadays, it's not. Consumer electronics isn't about fun and games anymore. I mean, they closed it off to the general public. Anyway,
mm-hmm.
and now it's like there's some real money exchanging hands at these shows, and I think that I think that's where CES kind of took offense, was they kind of saw dollar signs going away, but I don't think that would have any effect on things.
The biggest mistake that he made was doing it to the Motorola guys as they were doing their presentation. Because that was the one part of it I actually really took offense of. It was cute and funny and silly up until that point, because you don't mess with somebody's presentation.
That was where I felt bad. I really felt I felt bad for the guy on stage. Mm-hmm. I felt bad for Motorola, and I think that you're right. I mean, like the guy messing around. I think it was cute and funny, and. I mean, a lifetime ban for that dude. If he was the guy, it was his idea to go around and do it. Give him some kind of slap on the wrist. Don't let him come back next year or something like that. But it's also Gizmodo's fault for putting they obviously knew something. They put the video up. Oh,
of course, yeah. Well, and of course, Gizmodo was doing this just to get more people to go to their site, because they've recently, Gawker in general, recently changed the way that people get paid, where the more page hits they get, the higher pay rate they get.
Absolutely.
So this is definitely a reason behind that. But you know what? Everybody is childish in some ways, and I guess it's just a new way to be childish in the tech world.
Everybody loves a good practical joke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even if it goes too far and hurts a Motorola guy, what are you going to do?
Exactly. What are you going to do? Poor Motorola.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they'll never survive.
They're hurting.
Uh-huh. Okay, so let's move on here to the news. So it's time for the Geek News. Okay, so it's Geek News, and yet again, we'll go to Wayne first on this one, as he's got some interesting movie news.
All right, man. We got a major movie franchise making its way back. New Image and Millennium Films, they struck a deal for North American distribution rights, you ready? With Lionsgate to create a trilogy based on Robert E. Howard's muscle-bound hero, Conan.
Ooh.
All right. We've been hearing about this, on and off. We've heard different things like Triple H from the WWE might be, Conan. We've heard all these different people.
Arnold.
Arnold could be coming back. Who knows? But they're reporting that that the first movie could go into production later in 2008, and the projected budget's going to be $100 million. That is, of course, if they could get some kind of resolution with the writer's strike. But then again, with Conan, what kind of writing do you need? Literally, I think you could just take the same script from the first movie and just do it over. The first film franchise is going to be written by Thomas Dean Donnelly, Joshua Oppenheimer. The writing duo's most notable piece of work was the movie Sahara, starring Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, that's a wonderful series of work right there.
Yeah, I will tell you this. This is who I would, I don't know about the dude's body or anything like that, but the guy who I would consider for Conan is the guy who plays Dan Vassar on Journeyman, the same dude who was on Rome.
Oh my God! Yeah, that'd be fun, man. That'd be really fun.
If we could bulk him up or put some animal skin on him, he might make for a good Conan.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see because again, he is one of my favorite actors now because Journeyman was one of my favorite shows of the year. So I would be okay. I would be okay with that.
I love Journeyman, and unfortunately, he's going to have some time on his hands. So
hey, we don't know that for sure yet. We do not know that for sure yet. As there was someone who posted to the IO9 blog that said that their aunt works as one of the production people behind Journeyman, and she went back to work.
Oh, really?
So, again, this could be false information that's just being spread, or it might be true, because at this point, remember, pilot season's pretty much dead at this point.
There's nothing new that's going to come out there, on TV or anything like that. But the guys over there at Journeyman was my number one favorite, TV show of the new year.
Oh, yeah. Same here.
And the guys there were so talented, and the show was going in a direction that a lot of people were calling it a knockoff of Quantum Leap, which is so easy to do. Mm-hmm. It's about time travel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Of course you're going to get that kind of, stuff, but the directions that they were heading into, especially with that last episode that aired, had me so hooked.
Oh, no question.
By the way, the guy's name is Kevin McKidd.
Okay.
Guy who plays Dan Vassar. And again, if it's delayed, if it's just not going to come back till next fall or something like that, he might have some time on his hands. He might make a good Conan. He's also my pick for Thor if they ever have a Thor movie.
Yes, as long as it's not Triple H, I'll be happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Just don't let him act, damn you. Don't let him act. He does a bad job on WWE in the first place. I got some Flickr news, and it's not exactly good news, especially if you are a Flickr user that likes to, do silly things, because don't do any silly things on Flickr because you might have all of your comments destroyed. This came out of laced.com. I believe that's or the laist.com, I guess. laist.com. Flickr now limits you to 0 mistakes per person. In the so-called Flickrverse, inadvertently putting one naughty-esque photo in a comment thread will get you flagged and censored, maybe even having all your comments from the past 10,000 in all deleted. It wasn't too long ago that Flickr implemented its own questionable censorship system, which resulted them in restricting all of my photos and then apologizing about it later with a whoops are bad, and became perhaps a bit heavy-handed with their ability to decide what we can and cannot do. It appears that now one is not allowed a single mistake, as instead of issuing a warning for a violator, instead they just started deleting to their heart's content. This is not looking good.
Wow.
Yeah. Just to give you the short story here, there was a Flickr user who had a bit of a flame war with somebody. Posted an image, an animated GIF that was of a woman's covering her breasts and she was bouncing. Let's put it that way.
Right.
But they were covered. But what she didn't realize is that there was a lewd image in the corner of that image that she didn't see. Everybody was fine with it. The original thread poster was fine with it until somebody who was not a part of that thread reported her. And because of that one reporting, they sterilized her pretty much. They got rid of every single comment she had ever made. And this person is one of the most popular people on Flickr, apparently. And they deleted everything she had. Right.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So as of now, they have reversed their decision and made her a safe person again, but she's not getting those comments back.
Right.
Because they're gone.
Basically pretty much just erased her from existence.
Yeah. I mean, she still had her photos at least, but
right.
All the comments that she had made over the past couple of years, I'm assuming, were just gone.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I could understand, hey, let's erase that one bad comment. Mm-hmm. But why are you going to just erase everything? Unless that's already a posted thing that, hey, I mean, I guess now it is, now be careful because, all that time you take in posting other people's, stuff and could just be gone. I mean, I use Flickr, to kind of hold like vacation pictures and all that kind of stuff. I'm not much of a I never have used it as a social, networking website.
Right.
But I mean, I'd still be ticked off. I mean, even if it was on any kind of like forum that I normally hang out in or something, just because I have one bad day or one bad moment, everything else gets erased or dumped. I mean, that's not cool. That's censorship.
Yeah, and for that matter, whatever happened to 3 strikes and you're out?
Come on, 3 strikes.
Yeah, because I mean that's what almost every single website uses as their policy. And now all of a sudden Flickr, who is owned by Yahoo, let's make that perfectly clear, meaning that this is Yahoo's stance, that you have no room for error whatsoever.
Even my mom would count to 3 when I was being bad when I was a kid.
I don't want to know who raised the people who work for Yahoo right now.
1, you ate the cookie. You're doomed. I will erase every cookie from your existence.
That's it. I'm erasing your marriage. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. That's somebody else. Let's not talk about that. Because if we talk about that, we'll be talking about that forever. But yeah. All right. So Flickr is sort of in a bad way right now. But let's talk about happier things. Why don't we?
Happier things like serial killers who are good guys.
There you go.
There you go. One thing that we could thank the writer's strike for, man, is starting in February, previously aired episodes of Showtime's Dexter will be moving to CBS in a heavily edited form. Have you ever seen Dexter?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've watched it all 2 seasons. It's great.
I haven't seen the second season yet. I've only seen the first season. But the premiere of the first season of Dexter is going to launch Sunday, February 17th at 10 p.m., with the remainder of the debut season airing over the next 11 Sundays after that. This is one of those things coming out of the writer's strike that you got a show like Dexter, who I guess Showtime is a sister company of CBS. Dexter's going to be hopping on there. The only thing is, Dexter's a great show. It's a brilliant show. I loved it.
Oh yeah.
Watching that first season again. I haven't seen the second season yet, but I hear lots of great things about it. But here it is, come in February. Thanks to the writer's strike, it's going to be coming onto network TV. Now, I have seen episodes of The Sopranos on A&E.
It's not pretty,
right? It's not pretty. It's not horrible. Like for somebody who hasn't seen, like there's a lot of episodes of The Sopranos that I haven't seen, and so I know when I'm missing something,
right?
But it hasn't been terrible. I've seen episodes of like Sex and the City on like TBS or something like that. That's definitely not pretty.
Yeah.
That's been really terrible. And so I'm really trying to figure out how in the world, unless they already knew that Dexter might make it on the network TV at some point, and they reshot certain scenes, because a lot of times now they'll do that. They'll reshoot scenes for edited versions.
Maybe it's possible.
Maybe. To do it. I don't know how they're going to do it for Dexter. I would be more excited if Dexter was showing up like on FX or if it was showing up, again, because A&E, they have a little bit more leeway with some of the stuff, especially because they air it late at night.
Yeah.
CBS, I don't know. I'm having a hard time trying to figure out how the Tiffany channel is going to be able to air something like this. And have it still be good.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you should mention FX, though, because that's actually where it airs in the UK.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it airs on the UK version of FX. I believe it's the UK version. It could be the Australian version. I'm almost positive.
Is it edited there?
No. That's straight up. That's straight up because, British are different than us.
Oh, yeah. Well, and for the better in many, many ways.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because,
but I think it's one of those things, man. Dexter, I think they could get away with some of the blood, but man, some of that stuff. I mean, even like that entire first, season story arc, and what the bad guy does to people.
Oh, sure.
How are they going to do that and present that on a TV screen?
They're obviously going to have to take some of the gore out. They're going to have to edit it for commercials also. So there's going to be some bits and pieces taken out there. Language is going to be taken out because Dokes curses like a sailor.
Oh, I know. Maybe they just have to edit him out completely from the show.
They can't because he's very important in season 2. I'm not spoiling anything, but he's an important character in season 2. So if they were to take him out, it'd be ruined pretty much. But we're just gonna have to wait and see how things go here. I'm gonna hope for the best, but I'm not really expecting much.
I don't know. I mean, the show is brilliant, and the only thing that concerns me is it's such a great show. If this is people's first exposure to the show. I don't want them to get turned off by it because of what they're getting,
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, we'll have to see. We'll have to check it out. I, for one, I want to watch it on network TV, basically just to support it. Good television
right.
When it's on, and thank God that it's not reality TV. You know what I mean? It's like, at least there's one time slot during the week that will not be filled with reality television. And, I mean, if I were the networks, man, I'd be busting out a ton of old stuff. I'd be like, hey, you know what? We're bringing MASH back.
Well, they're going to get to that point, man, where they're going to take things that have been long since in syndication and be like, you know what? People haven't watched this in a while.
Oh, you know what? I can almost guarantee you, and this is just a little funny aside, but I really do think they could put Seinfeld back on primetime, and I think it would still make major ratings.
Oh, sure.
If they said, you know what? Hey, it's must-see TV again.
How about this? I mean, this is starting in February, so how about you put the original Knight Rider back to back with the new Knight Rider?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'd be glued to the TV.
Uh-huh. And
incidentally, on top of Dexter, they are possibly working on getting Weeds on network television as well.
That's going to be a lot harder.
I have no idea how they're going to do it, but it might also be a bold step for some network TV.
I don't know.
Try and do something and actually get some quality on the screen.
Well, it could be a boob slip all over again.
Absolutely.
Let's go from evil serial killers to evil video games. Japanese are crazy. I know this. All right?
That's a broad statement.
Well, come on, man. I watch anime. One of the things that you get on a regular basis are bootleg games. Now, This particular bootleg game is a bootleg version of Mario. One of the classics.
Yes.
Everybody loves this. But this game is, you take everything about Mario and you up it to the point where if you were to walk one step, you might possibly die. Okay? They hack this game to the point where it is almost unplayable, as they add things where, like, if you land on a ledge, it might very well collapse. If you hit a box, that box might just continue going up until you can no longer hit it.
Now, the game, did they have a name for it?
I don't know, actually, because there's a bunch of Japanese characters on the YouTube site. So I don't actually know what the game is called. I'll research it. If I do find it, I'll make sure to put it in the show notes.
You gotta check out the YouTube video of this thing.
Oh, yeah.
I was watching it just before we started recording, man, and I couldn't stop laughing. Yeah. I literally thought I was going to spit my drink all over my computer.
They have multiple levels of this too, and each level is more ridiculous than the last.
Oh man. It's like if you really wanted just to drive somebody crazy, you just put this in front of them and let them play this game. I mean, it's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Here's my favorite.
I would love to see another camera pointing at the person playing it.
Well, here's my favorite part of it. Okay, you know how in regular Super Mario Brothers, you hit the flagpole and that's it, you win, right?
Yeah.
In this one, you hit the flagpole launches up and you're dead.
You can't win.
I know.
That's awesome.
You have to avoid the flagpole at all costs, or you're screwed.
When you're playing through the video, and I'm watching it again. When you're playing through the video, even if you're not even watching it, just the amount of times and how often you hear like the little death song. Every time that thing plays, I'm just dying laughing. Well, in fact, when I die, I want them to play that song right as soon as I die.
Oh, well, that's great. You'll have to die at a video game tournament.
Oh yeah, no, I'll just have it rigged up, to the heart monitor or something.
Oh, okay.
Beep.
And then, of course.
Oh,
yeah, well, they traded dying in this game for unlimited lives. You get to -21. It's great. It's perfect. But yeah, watch it and spew your drink. So make sure you're not drinking anything at the time.
Worst game ever.
All right, you got Star Wars news, huh?
Yeah, one more thing. R2-D2. all this stuff about Star Wars, you just wonder, how little things happen. And this was just kind of something interesting. A new piece of memorabilia came out for hardcore Star Wars fans. A buddy of mine actually got this for Christmas, and it's called the Star Wars Vault. Mm-hmm. And it's a big, giant hardcover. And even just to call it a hardcover, it doesn't even do it justice. It's it's almost like a mass-produced scrapbook. Right? Huh. And you flip through it, and there's all these different things. I mean, there's photocopies of scripts, of outlines, of even just little production. Like there's even photocopies of napkins that George Lucas wrote on.
Oh wow!
And there's all these things, and you kind of wonder. That gives you even more of the backstory about Star Wars. Now we're talking about the original and how George Lucas came up with different things. Well, one of the ways that he came up with the name R2-D2, right? I mean, it just sounds random. R2-D2. We need a robot name. Give him that. It must be some big, complicated, technical answer for R2-D2, right? Well, no. The rumor is, and it's covered inside of that Star Wars Vault hardcover, is the fact that George Lucas and a coworker were editing American Graffiti, which was the movie that George Lucas did before Star Wars. And when a coworker had asked Lucas for Real 2 Dialogue 2, which is abbreviated R2-D2. And Lucas supposedly wrote down the abbreviation and then decided to use that as the now famous droid in Star Wars, who happens to be my favorite character.
Wow.
And it's just and again, that's just kind of one of those things. Next time you're at a dinner party, you're standing around, you got a couple geeks with you, bust that out. You know how R2-D2 got his name? And you will wow your friends, ladies and gentlemen.
I thought he got his name because of friends of his acting like the droids, like in George Lucas in Love.
That I don't know.
Aww.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I'm just saying. No, but it's weird. It's weird how stuff like that comes up. It's just like the even C-3PO. I've got a niece who will not stop calling him C-Creepio. And I'm like, no, that would be another skinny British man that might be coming up to you on a bus or something.
I like little boys.
I like little boys. Oh, see, Creepio, right there, right there. Get away,
Johnny-O.
Why do I vision some guy with in a little bolo hat, just jumping out of a train right now? Cheerio. Anyway.
See, I'm just imagining the Honey Nut Cheerios bee with an English accent.
He's got a cane. He's got to have a cane and a bolo hat.
Yes,
that's it.
Yes. All right.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah. I've got some quick ones I want to run through here. For fans of Sin City, you're going to have a game in 2009, which is good to hear. It's going to run the Unreal Engine 3, and it's an early 2009 release, so it could very well be close to that second Sin City movie when it comes out.
Oh man, that would be sweet.
Yeah,
that'd be sweet. The Sin City game would be if done right, and obviously with the right engine, it looks like it's going to be a good thing.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's very possible, and again, it's very possible, as in it could be not possible. There is a chance of that a former Midway employee actually created the Wiimote.
Oh, yeah. This is another video, isn't it?
Yeah, this is another video. And you know what? I'm actually going to play a little bit of it here just so we can get a little bit of what he's saying, because it's sort of telling in the clip. So let me load that up here, and we'll get a little bit.
Now, the video is from 1999.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And it's a guy. He's working with a Dreamcast, and he's working on this controller, that he had created that looks a lot like the Wiimote and the nunchuck.
Yes, and not only is he working on it, he's also working on it in his boxers. Put on some pants, man.
Well, I was going to say, this is how you can tell it's 1999. He's got plaid shorts on, and the obligatory goatee and ponytail.
Well, here's a little bit of that video for you guys.
This is a demonstration of the velocity controller. The velocity controller is a system that uses accelerometers to translate mechanical acceleration to button presses on a Dreamcast system. The current system is two two-axis accelerometers wired to a microcontroller with 2 button switches and 1 hat switch. Using this system, you can control a boxer in Ready to Rumble and reproduce all of the combinations, punches, and everything that can be done in Ready to Rumble.
That's where I'm stopping it, because doesn't that sort of sound exactly like a Wiimote to you?
Oh, well, absolutely. And the way that, and watch the video, because as it goes on, he's actually using them the same way that you would use the Wiimote to play the boxing game that's available in Wii Sports, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
The only difference is, these are wired, but then he actually talks about how he's working on a wireless version of these controllers.
Right. And if you watch the video that a Fox network, and I believe it was Chicago, did about him, that there was a third patent filed. And the main difference between that patent and the other patents is that he actually wanted to get some residuals from this. And Midway turned to him and said, you work for us, that's your residuals. You're not getting anything from this. So that last patent was never filed. And I believe that was the patent for the wireless.
Again, I'm not a genius. I don't know exactly how all this stuff works, and I don't know what they were working on. All I do know is watching that dude. I mean, it looks exactly like the Wiimote, looks exactly like the nunchuck. And I missed the Dreamcast.
Yes, I think we all do, considering it was the easiest to pirate system out there.
Yes.
Also, if you're interested in fan films, I've talked about fan films before in previous episodes of Geekspeak. IO9, the new Gawker blog, which is, it's all right. I'm not really that big a fan of it, but they do have the occasional good post. The 5 fan films almost better than the real thing. They have a clip from Starship Exeter, which is supposed to be, I guess, a spin-off of the original Star Trek, which is sort of interesting. I'm still more of a fan of Star Trek. What is it? Star Trek New Beginnings, the other fan one that came out, which actually they got George Takei and the guy who played Chekhov to actually come back and do things for the show.
Yes. Well, I mean, the new those things. Is it New Beginnings or Continuing Voyages or something like that?
Something like that.
They're really sweet, really high quality. I haven't seen Starship Exeter yet.
Yeah, I've only seen this trailer, and I mean it looks good from the trailer, but I'll have to see more of it. There's also a Doctor Who short that's on here. There's a full one actually on YouTube, and this one, if you're a fan of old-fashioned Doctor Who, I'm actually watching the Tom Baker seasons now, and this reminds me a lot of that old-fashioned Doctor Who. Time Distortion is the name of the short, and it was made when both of these guys were 13 years old, and they then went and made the video version later on in life. So this is pretty damn cool.
That is way cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the other stuff they got on there. They got Troops, which was way cool. The cops version of the Stormtroopers.
Oh yeah. That's probably the most hilarious Star Wars fan film ever.
And probably one of the most recognized because, I mean, that's when I first started noticing fan films.
Yeah.
Was when that first came out, and I was just like, man, I mean, that just looks way cool. And then, of course, they're talking about Batman Dead End.
Ooh, yes.
Way sweet, basically that, the one where it's, Batman versus Alien versus Predator.
Yes.
And did you know that the guy who played the Joker
is Boner?
Is Boner.
Yes.
From Grower Page.
Yes.
Amazing.
When I found that out, I'm like, so this is what happened to Boner.
Yep. Now if we could only find out what happened to Cockroach.
I think he actually transformed into a cockroach.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
We'll put him on a fan film.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Exterminators.
and of course, they're I guess technically their number one, which definitely does deserve it, is Indiana Jones: The Adaptation, where these guys, these 12-year-old kids, they started off when they were 12 years old, and eventually, as the years went on, they did it. They made a shot-by-shot remake of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh my gosh!
Could you imagine how much that time that takes, man?
That is it's awesome, and it's. I haven't seen the whole thing. I'm just watching a little bit right now. Do they actually? So it took them 7 years. So they grow up as they're shooting this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Exactly. Yeah. And there's a I guess a documentary about this that's also out, and I think it's widely available at this point. But it's going to be soon. But it's an amazing story. Anybody who has that much passion for a project, you gotta love it.
That's great.
Yeah.
And love the ingenuity, man. You gotta love that.
No question, dude. No question.
I don't have the time, energy, or resources to make any kind of, fan film.
Yeah. Yeah. And obviously, another thing that I'll mention here, and I'll put in the show notes, is the Iron Man fan film, which might very well end up being the best fan film ever once it's made.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because they made the trailer, and I believe they're going to make a full one soon. The last thing I'm going to mention here is the fact that NBC is testing the American Gladiators for steroids.
Oh my gosh.
That's just funny.
Why would you do? Hey, little American Gladiators trivia. Okay, Batman: The Dead End. The same dude who made that fan film made the fan film trailer for World's Finest, which features Superman and Batman. Mike O'Hearn, the guy who plays Superman in that fan film, is Titan, the American Gladiator in the new NBC American Gladiators.
That's really cool.
That is really cool. And he's being tested for steroids.
Yep.
Great. Now all my heroes have been, thrown down the tubes.
Well, the line here in the AOL.com article about it is I think the funniest. Our baseball heroes are doing it. Hip hop all-stars may be doing it. Are our newest TV stars, the American Gladiators, doping up on steroids too?
Duh.
Hey, no, they've been actively testing the 12 macho stars of the new hit reality series. Yes, the 12 macho stars. That means even the girls are macho.
¿Quién es más macho?
The
ladies.
For the gay? Yeah, so if they're not on steroids, then I believe I will have to wear a funny hat in penance for that. I will have to walk around with a funny beret and talk with a French accent if these guys are not on steroids, because I am wrong.
Can you just do that anyway? Because that'd just be fun. That'll be your first video blog.
Frenchie McFrencherson.
You could be an American gladiator, a French gladiator.
Yes, although my name would have to be Captain Cut and Run, right? Or
oh no!
All right, we're done with this.
Definitely, we take a turn for the worse.
Yeah, I think we're done with news. So you want to move on to music?
Yeah, man. Let's do the music.
All right, sweet. Well, yeah, we'll start off with your request first. What do you got for us?
All right, we got a song by Jonathan Colton. Actually, about a year and a half or 2 years ago, he set out to do a project. He's a writer, musician, and he set out to do a little project called A Thing a Week, and it was a podcast project. And what he set out to do was that he was going to write, play, and produce a new song every single week for 52 weeks. And he did it. And this is one of the songs that I'm a big zombie movie fan. That's just one of the things about it. I love zombie movies. And this is one of the songs that he did for that podcast experiment. And it's called R.E. Your Brains.
And there's some really good music videos out there on YouTube if you search for them. They've all been made with World of Warcraft. They're hysterical.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So all right. So here is Jonathan Colton. R.E. Your Brains. Check it out, guys.
Hey, Tom, it's Bob from the office down the hall. It's good to see you, buddy. How have you been? Things have been okay for me, except that I'm a zombie now. I really wish you'd let us in. I think I speak for all of us when I say I understand why you folks might hesitate to submit to our demand. But here's an FYI, you're all gonna die screaming, all we wanna do is eat your brains. We're not unreasonable, I mean no one's gonna eat your eyes. All we wanna do is eat your brains. We're at an impasse here, maybe we should compromise. If you open up the doors, we'll all come inside and eat your brains. I don't want to nitpick, Tom, but is this really your plan? Spend your whole life locked inside a mall. Maybe that's okay for now, but someday you'll be out of food and guns. Then you'll have to make the call. I'm not surprised to see you haven't thought it through enough. You never had the head for all that bigger picture stuff. But Tom, that's what I do, and I plan on eating you slowly. All we wanna do is eat your brains. We're not unreasonable, I mean no one's gonna eat your eyes. All we wanna do is eat your brains. We're at an impasse here, maybe we should compromise. You open up the door, we'll all come inside and eat your brains. I'd like to help you, Tom, in any way I can. I sure appreciate the way you're working with me. I'm not a monster, Tom. Well, technically I am. I guess I am. Got another meeting, Tom. Maybe we could wrap it up. No, we'll get to common ground somehow. Meanwhile, I'll report back to my colleagues who were chewing on the doors. I guess we'll table this for now. I'm glad to see you take constructive criticism well. Thank you for your time, I know we're all busy as hell. And we'll put this thing to bed when I bash your head open. All we wanna do is eat your brains. We're not unreasonable, I mean no one's gonna eat your eyes. All we wanna do is eat your brains. We're at an impasse here, maybe we should compromise. You open up the doors, we'll all come inside and eat your brains.
So there we go. There's Jonathan Coulton, and it's a song that I think touches us all in a happy place.
Absolutely.
His cover of Baby Got Back is still the best song I've ever heard.
It was my wedding song.
Oh, really?
No. it should have been. By golly.
Check him out at jonathancolton.com. That's a lot of good stuff. And I got a piece of geek music myself here, and this one is by Possible Oscar. And this one is courtesy of the Podshow Podsafe Music Network, and the song is Talk Nerdy to Me. So once we're done with this, we'll wrap this baby up. So here, once again, Possible Oscar with Talk Nerdy to Me. So check it out.
I never had much luck with girls. They never like to read and learn, but I like to. And if I could figure out the cosine of your heart, that'd be a good start. Oh yes it would. I never try to date offline. Use algorithms built to find a 7 of 9. So if you look half as great as Aaron on Foskey, you'll be my first mate. 'Cause baby we'll be in the chat room on the IRC, out at the VidCon, a Star Trek costume for me, down in the dungeon, roleplay D&D, and baby, talk nerdy to me. You know I dress up Not Jedi, not so Klingon guys. My face are gonna set you fry. I'll be a fanboy in my Starfleet uniform. It matches the one worn by Leonard Nimoy. So baby, we'll be in the chat room on the IRC out at the VidCon. The Star Trek costume for me. Down in the dungeon, roleplay D&D, and baby, talk nerdy to me. PC, pick up that guitar and talk to me. Cause baby, we'll be in the chat room on the IRC out at the VidCon. Start the costumes for you and me. Down in the dungeon, roleplay D&D, and baby, talk nerdy to me, yeah. And baby, talk nerdy to me, yeah, 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 yeah. And baby, you know,
talk nerdy to me. Ooh. That's the way I like it, baby.
oh yeah.
Possible.
That was great.
That is just brilliant right there. Possible Oscar, talk nerdy to me.
That's great, man.
I think they fit as many references as possible into that song.
I think that was my entire high school life right there.
I think that was all of our high school lives right there, man. Oh, fantastic. And yet another song you can find on the Pod Show, Pod Save Music Network over at music.podshow.com. So definitely check that out if you have a chance. And actually, before we go, there is one quick email I want to read in regards to the last episode that we did here of Geekspeak. And it is from Black Scarf on the forums, Andrew Pellerito. Black Scarf here on the forums. I couldn't agree more about Journeyman. Best show of the year, and NBC dropped it without giving it a fighting chance. There was a Save Journeyman attempt going on. You could Google the site. That might be worth giving some notice to. Truly a great show, and I will be sad to see it go. Still listening to Geekspeak. Gotta go until killer robots come from the future. Andrew Pellerito. Thank you, Black Scarf, for that.
Absolutely, man.
Yes.
The website actually is savejourneyman.net.
Oh, cool.
And you go to savejourneyman.net, they're actually kind of tracking the whole thing, and they're actually inviting people. You could click a link, and you could actually send NBC a box or several boxes of rice-a-roni. And one of the things, the funny thing when they do like these like save, any kind of show, and they do these campaigns, the reason why a lot of them send food is because the networks actually, when they receive the food, they don't just throw it away. They actually do donate that to a charity.
Well, that's good.
And so that's kind of like they say, well, don't send garbage or junk or whatever, but send this because it still sends a message, and then basically the network does just turn right around, and then they donate it to charity and stuff. But it's out there, man. People are sending boxes of rice-a-roni to save Journeyman from cancellation.
Hopefully it works. Hopefully we'll get more Journeymen. But yeah, yet again, thank you to Andrew. And anybody who wants to send an email can do so over at speakgeekspeak@gmail.com. That's speakgeekspeak@gmail.com. Well, I'm looking at the clock here, and I see that we've been on for about 2 hours here. It's the longest Geekspeak I've done in a while. Cause actually, it's more of an old-fashioned Geekspeak, less of a Geekspeak report and more of an old-fashioned Geekspeak. But you know what? That's a good thing. That's sort of what I'm going for here with this whole co-host thing, because when you have a co-host, you can talk longer, and you're not just listening to yourself talk.
Exactly, like I do on my own.
Well, speaking of what you do on your own, you got anything upcoming on Radio Wayne you want to talk about? Anything in particular you're going to talk about on the next show?
Actually, yeah. My next show at Radio Wayne will be later on this week. It's going to be my third annual awards show.
Oh, cool.
And it's actually called the Wayne's Choice Awards. And and I'll be handing out some awards in different categories. TV, just a little hint in TV, Journeyman makes an appearance in there somewhere. So TV, movies, comic books, and tech. I give away. I'm going to be giving away my own favorites of 2007 this coming week. And so, actually, the voting is already done. I tabulated all my votes. And and so that's already done and finished. And there's actually a spot on the Radio Wayne forums at thecomicforums.com where you can give me your best of 2007, and I'll read those on the show as well.
Cool, excellent. And your process on that sounds kind of familiar. I don't know.
It's amazing. It's just the power of the people, man.
Well, specifically that it covers gadgets, and it covers this and that, so it's good stuff. And me, like a silly head, I came this close to forgetting to actually put in Ray Long's brand new Geek Gamer Guide, and this is episode 1 of that. So we welcome Ray Long, who is Racer Hex on the forums, to Geekspeak with his episode 1 here. So take it away, Ray.
Welcome to Geek Gamer Guide, your source for news and views on video, card, and board games. I'm your host, Ray Long, Racer Hex on the forums. This is the first installment of Geek Gamer Guide, so I thought I'd tell you all what's going on in my little corner of Geekspeak. Each episode, I'll present 2 to 3 news stories from the world of games and give you my opinion, the geek view, on each item. There'll be occasional reviews and interviews if I can swing it, so sit back, grab your lucky choice cider, and we'll get started. And here is news item first. Upper Deck has announced a sellout of the Fires of Outland expansion for its World of Warcraft TCG. Sales on the set have been the best since launch, due at least in part to a highly desirable loot card, the Spectral Tiger Mount, which is currently selling for $400 to $1,000 on eBay. Fires of Outland boosters are still available in the Feast of Wintervale collector sets, though. Now for the geek view. Upper Deck calls the World of Warcraft game a TCG, but don't fool yourselves. It's a CCG, or a collectible card game, just like Magic and Pokemon and all the rest. That being said, if you enjoyed Magic was a quick pickup game with simpler rules before it got incredibly convoluted, with the rules around the size of a New York phone book, then this might be a good pick for you. However, be warned, the WoW TCG is rapidly descending into the CCG trap of whoever has the biggest wallet wins. I give it a rating of 3 out of 5 meeples, if you're into that sort of thing. Now for the second and probably final news item for this podcast. A new edition of Settlers of Catan is now in stores. Mayfair Games released a new update of Settlers of Catan, the venerable gateway Euro game that is many gamers' introduction to board games beyond Monopoly and Scrabble. While the outer box is a new graphic, the inside is still chock full of the same German-style goodness that we've grown to love. Now for the geek view. There's no disputing the greatness of Settlers that has shepherded many gamers to the joy of German-style, non-violent gaming. If you already own Settlers, don't waste your time on this. Just keep trading your wood for sheep. If you've never played Settlers, jump on this new release as it contains all the errata in the updated rule set. I can't recommend this game enough to gamers that are ready to move beyond Boggle and your licensed flavor copy of Monopoly. I gotta give it a rating of 5 out of 5 meeples easy. This has been the latest installment of Geek Gamer Guide. This is Racer Hex signing off and reminding you to let the dice fall where they may.
There you go. All right, Geek Gamer Guide, awesome. Episode 1. Yeah, that's a part of geekdom that I don't know nearly as much about as I should. So Ray does a good job of covering that for me. And, hey, he did it in 2 minutes and 54 seconds, so you can't beat that.
That is sweet. That is way cool. I got to try that stuff.
Definitely. Yeah, Settlers is another game that I've, again, a lot of people I know talk about on a regular basis. I'm sure
it's been one of those games. I have a friend who's been trying to get me to play that game for years. And it's not that I don't want to. It's just like it's one of those I never get to.
Right.
And I have to. I owe it to him now.
Yeah, definitely. All right.
I owe it to Racer Hex.
Yay! You're the man, Ray. All right. So you know what? I do believe that Geekspeak Report Episode 4 is done.
Wow, wait, this was only one episode?
I think so. Well, hey, we said don't have to edit that much because there weren't even that many that you knows, and r's and ers in here, so it'll be pretty light for me. But, dude, first of all, as always, man, I got to thank you for being on the show, Wayne, because you're a pleasure to talk to, and it's good times. It's good times. Whenever you want to be on, even if you don't win this, just holler and let me know.
Man, listen, it's always a blast. Seriously, whether it's Comic Timing or the Geekspeak Report, love hanging out with you. Hopefully, man, I get to see you in person at MegaCon, and if that's the case, that'll be way cool. But yeah, man, anytime. I love it. This is great, and again, man, the other guys that are vying for this co-host position are fantastic guys. They're great too. So I can't wait to actually listen to their episodes.
Definitely, and the second episode will be with Yanni himself, the Yanni.
Ooh, man.
Yes, and after that...
Gotta love his mustache and long hair.
Not that one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Crud.
Yeah, sorry. This would be the Yanni. That one's just Yanni.
Oh.
Yeah. But after that, we've got Troy Mata, number 6, and then Tamalo and Marvelous Patrick. So it'll wind out from there, and, well, for now... We'll see you next time. So the email address for Geekspeak is speakgeekspeak@gmail.com, speakgeekspeak@gmail.com. Where can they reach you, Wayne?
You can catch me at radiowayne@gmail.com.
All right, excellent. And you can check us all out on thecomicforums.com, and the Geekspeak Report forums are inside of the Comic Timing forums, and all of that is graciously hosted by the Comic Geekspeak guys over at comicgeekspeak.com. If you can send us an iTunes review on iTunes, that would be graciously appreciated, and Podcast Alley and Dig.com and the rest also, as always, graciously appreciated. So once more, thanks to Wayne, and thanks to all of you for listening to the brand spanking new co-host challenge episode of Geekspeak. For Wayne, I'm Ian Leatherstein. Have a great week. Enjoy your geek, and we'll see you next time on the Geekspeak Report. Everybody takes themselves way too seriously.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a very serious podcaster, and I know that I would never do anything like that ever in my life.
You're the real deal, man.
Yeah, right, sure.
I mean, come on.
Dude, if I'm a real deal, I don't want to know who the false deal is.
You're wearing a shirt and tie right now.
I'm wearing a shirt. I'm wearing a shirt. That much I can say. I'm wearing pants also. That's another good thing.
I'm glad to know you're clothed.
Thank you. I'm glad to know I'm clothed.
That always makes me comfortable. Record button on, pants off.
Alright.
I am moved. I have seriously been touched by that song.
Oh dear. Wait a minute. I just realized I was talking with the mic off. That's beautiful.
That's beautiful though. I mean, you were in stunned silence.
Yeah, I know. Well, that happens once an episode where I mess up like that. Okay, there we go. All right, so
you might actually have enough material, given in future episodes, to do a geek commentary episode, and then immediately following it, do the geek news episode.
Yeah,
it's just then you have 2 podcasts per month.
That's true. Well, you know what I'm thinking though. It sort of depends, I guess, because I'll see how long the other episodes I do turn out to be.
Yeah, I might be the one that's long-winded.
Well, no, it's just the fact that we like talking to each other so much. That's why.
So just tell everybody, vote for however long you want the show to be. If you want a 2-hour show, put Wayne on it. If you want a half-hour show,
And if you want a 4-hour show, get Sean and Jim.
Ooh.